Yo, what's poppin', everybody, and welcome back to Caffeine and Green. That's right. It's been a while, guys. I think it's been a little bit of a hiatus. As most of you know, I think a lot of the world has also taken a little bit of a hiatus. But, now with the remainder of 2020 and the launch of Caffeine and Green Roasting, we are going full force into the rest of the year. And I have a bunch of new guests lined up for you, a bunch of stuff coming down the pipeline, and I'm really excited to share with you. Now, today's guest is a very, very special person. It's very special to me. It is my grandmother. I figured what better way than to kickstart Caffeine and Green than talking to the person that is probably the most important person in my life next to my mother. She's had such an impact. She's 93 years old. She is just an amazing, amazing lady. I love her to death. And without further ado, Otilia Cardenas. This is your time to shine, Grandma. Let's go. Caffeine and Green. It's your boy Connor. What's good? Good. Caffeine and Green. Yo, what's poppin', everybody? How y'all doing today? And we are back with a very, very special guest of Caffeine and Green. Today we are going to interview Otilia Cardenas, my grandmother. Grandma, say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Where are you at?
Yeah, let them know, Grandma. ¿Dónde eres? I wanted to, I'm going to be going back to San Diego here in shortly. Uh-huh. And before I left, I've been thinking about this for quite some time. I wanted to get you on here, and that way everybody can hear just your amazing voice and just get to laugh and get to know you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And more specifically, I wanted to talk to you about the family, and just I wanted you to give maybe a couple shout outs to, the cousins and your sons and anybody else you want to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I'd just keep it real simple. Where were you born, Grandma?
In Texas.
In Texas?
Yes.
In what year?
26.
1926?
Yes.
Dang. So you are 93 years old?
Yes.
Yes. And where in Texas were you born? Do you remember the city?
Donna, Texas.
Donna, Texas. All right. And how long did you live there for?
All my life.
Until you moved to California?
In 1971, I think we moved to California. I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure.
Somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Now, one thing that was really awesome a couple years ago, maybe about 5 years ago now, we got to spend the summer together while my dad was in Florence.
Mm-hmm.
And through that time, you got to educate me about a lot of things, about our culture, about our heritage, where we came from. Now, you told me that we were Native Americans, like from Mexico, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted you to maybe kind of tell anybody about that, or even just for some of the cousins who might not know.
Mm.
It was your mother who was an American Indian? Yes. And then your father, my great-grandfather, or our great-grandfather, he was from Spain? Yes. And was he also... He was also a white boy? He was like Weather? He was light-skinned like me?
He was a little bit more brighter than, or like you, I should say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not too uncommon that
No.
that we're all a little bit light-skinned sometimes. And cool. So then, when did you meet Grandpa?
I think in somewhere that where we used to live in Donna.
In Texas?
Yeah.
Do you remember the year?
Wow. I think
Maybe
that I forgot.
30s or the 40s, maybe, sometime around there.
Before that, but you can figure out from 19.
How old were you? Or how about this? How old were you? Do you remember how old you were when you met him?
I think I was 19.
Oh, wow.
Very young.
Very young.
Yes.
When did you get married?
In 1948.
1948?
No, not before that.
Yeah, because my dad was born in 1948.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
No, I think Rogelio was born in 1948, and then Jose 1947. I have 'em one after the other one.
Yeah, I think that's flipped, Grandma, because Uncle Rogelio was the firstborn, and then my dad was second, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so flip that around.
Okay.
And then Grandpa was in the military. He was in the Army, correct?
Yes.
Yes. And I actually didn't know this, but he was stationed in Seoul, South Korea for a while.
At first, where you say?
In Seoul, South Korea. He went to Korea, right?
Oh yes, Korea,
Mhm.
Vietnam, Germany. All those places he traveled a lot. Yeah.
Nice, nice. And the whole time you were here
In Texas,
in Texas.
and half of my life of my children were here because everybody starts school here in Newark.
Oh.
We used to live in Newark for maybe 10 or 15 years, or from in Newark.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome, Grandma. And then why did you guys move? Did Grandpa get stationed here?
He was stationed in Newark. At the time, there was a base by Newark, by the bay.
Mm-hmm.
There was a base there. And
By the
that's
water,
where,
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's where he was stationed. That's why we came to live there, close to where he was stationed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. What was... Well, actually, before I get ahead of myself, now, Spanish was your first language, right? English
Yes.
was your second?
Yes.
How long did it take you to learn English?
I learned English when I was in Ghana, when I was in school.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to be punished because I used to speak Spanish. And later on, I had to speak English when I was outside at the playground.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from there, we came over here. I forgot my Spanish. No, not forgot. I just stopped talking because over here in California, there was most of the people, they didn't know how to speak Spanish. You even though the ones that came from other places,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but my sons, all my sons, their friends, they were Americans.
Mm-hmm.
There was just a few Latinos in Newark, so that's why they don't know Spanish,
Yeah.
and they should know. But I never spoke Spanish with them at home because everybody used to speak English,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we got used to that language, because that's what it was already spoken here around California.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you speaking Spanish all the time now.
Me?
Yeah.
That I haven't forgotten my Spanish when I'm around with people that speak only Spanish.
See it?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Grandma. So what was it for you? Did you like moving to California? Did you like it here more than Texas?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the kids, they were all different races. We all all kinds of different nationality that we can speak and play and all that. There was no difference. Yeah.
No difference. That's awesome, Grandma. So
No.
you never had a problem with race or anything like
Oh
that.
no.
Very open-minded to everybody.
Yeah, yeah. We were very friendly, like I said, different color of our skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. They call that brothers from different mothers.
Okay.
So when I'll just skip forward a little bit. Obviously we all grew up here, and then all the brothers started. There's 7 of them.
Yeah.
Orlando, Jeannie,
There were
Danny, Rogelio, my dad, Eli.
Uh-huh.
Oh, don't. Artemio? Did I say that?
Artemio?
I think I said. Okay, that's 7, right? That's what I said.
And then you.
Oh, Uncle Danny. Oh my God. I knew it because I said Artemio twice. Yes. So all 7, and then Grandma, you don't know who Wu-Tang Clan is, huh? No. Don't worry about it. Not important. But then everybody had kids, and the primos.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me personally, I think I can speak from personal experience. We were always here. Before, when people who are listening, they won't be able to see this. There's a huge hole in our wall. Not a hole in the wall, but we cut out a section of the wall where it used to be.
Yeah.
And then it used to have a TV on the floor and
Yeah.
and a big couch. And I remember here being with Timmy and Cassie and Maya, not too much because Maya lived away, but we all grew up here and we had so many things. And I just remember you always watching us. I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember I was mowing the lawn one time. I was super young.
Yeah.
And I touched the top of the motor on the lawnmower.
Uh-huh.
And it was like a big burn mark, and you went and cut off one of the cactus from the cactus plants that you had in the backyard, and you took the aloe vera from the nopale,
Mm-hmm.
and you basically rubbed it on my skin and helped it cool down and helped heal it.
Mm-hmm.
And it blew my mind. I didn't even know you knew that. Do you remember that? Do you remember that specific time?
Yeah.
Oh man, that changed my life. I never knew that you can eat it, you can use it because of the aloe vera.
Yeah.
And then also, it's prickly, so it serves as a stay away from me.
Yeah.
Or even a time when I touched the stove with my finger and it burned all the way through.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Or even a time we hid in your car out in the front, and you were looking for us, and we're like, oh, it's so funny, me and Timmy. And then you whooped our butts because we scared you so bad, and you told our parents, and we're like, oh, don't tell them.
Yeah.
And do you remember that?
Yeah. I remember the accidents that you went through at that time.
Is there any accidents that stick out from any of the kids that maybe scared you a little bit, or maybe made you laugh a lot? Any
No.
with Elizabeth or Morgan or anybody like that?
No, everybody were the same. Brothers and sisters, they were all together, playing on the street because we didn't have no parks like nowadays. They have beautiful parks for the children to go play. We didn't have nothing special, but we were happy the way we were living. We didn't have much recreations for the children, but they used to play. They used to go play at the music school in Newark. We were living close to music school. All the strawberry were my son's best friends. And
Like strawberry fields?
yeah.
That's how they go pick them. They go pick strawberries? Is that what you're saying?
No. When they were playing. Yeah, you're right. And well, they didn't have that much to do, so I used to go pick green beans.
Green beans. You
Yeah.
picked green beans?
Yes.
Wow.
So I took them all. Stansbury, the friends that they used to live across the street from us.
Mm-hmm.
I used to drive a white station wagon.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
At that time, we don't need seats or nothing, you
You
know.
just pile them in there.
Yeah. So I think it was Mike and Steve, and I don't know who was the other one from the Stansbury. Uh, we got together, so I pile up my kids, all of them, and the neighbors from across the street, and we took off to Newark. It was not far from where we used to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so we all they did is just play, you know, and and here and there they used to go pick beans, but they used to pick the wrong ones, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they that was their playground.
Yeah.
The fields, and well, it was fun for them
Yeah.
because
And it kept, like, you could go pick the green beans, the good ones, and it kept them busy. They're like,
yeah.
"Oh, there you
Oh
go."
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's awesome, Grandma.
Yeah. Well, oh, it's a long life,
Yeah.
my life. After everybody grew, and they went to school. They went to uh, first kindergarten. At that time, there was kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
There was no first.
First grade?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just kindergarten?
No, it was first day in kindergarten. That's all. And they start from kindergarten. I think it was Orlando, the youngest one, and the other ones. Well, there was. It was up to sixth grade, I think, in Newark. There was two schools, or three.
It's okay, Grandma. Don't worry about it.
I
Yeah.
forgot two schools from kindergarten to I think it was six. Then from six they used to go to junior high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then in the high school and stuff like that? Yeah. And I mean, and you had 7 sons, so all of them were at definitely different levels of schooling.
Oh
So
yes.
yeah, like my dad would be in one of the oldest. He's the second oldest, so he was probably in high school around that time, right? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I was on the street all day picking kids from the church to the school or wherever they well I was like I said I was in the street all day and taking this to football, music, basketball, soccer,
Soccer, yeah.
yeah, and baseball, and what else? Well, everybody has a different sport to
Or activity. Yeah.
activity, so I had to be dropping kids all day.
And it was by yourself because Grandpa was stationed. He was gone, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Damn.
I don't know. People say, well, how do you do that? I tell you the truth, I don't know. I was
Hey, at least you're honest.
yeah,
Yeah.
be honest, I don't know. They ask me, well, what did you do? I had to do whatever I have to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
My day, it was busy all the time. I didn't have I didn't have free time. I did, because in school they used to have programs,
Mm-hmm.
and that they have to go attend and participate, because everybody has different talents to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be there. Yeah.
And you supported everybody.
Oh,
You're
see.
number
Yeah.
one mom.
But I don't know. I really tell you the truth. I never got tired. I never was tired. I was always keep going, even though if I was tired, I didn't feel it. Yeah.
Did you ever get sick?
Very sick now. Thank God that I never got sick until I was 65, I think.
Damn.
I start getting little pains here and there, but sick that I had to be at a hospital. No.
You ever get like a cold or anything like that? Like a little sniffles?
I used to have colds, but not seriously.
Yeah.
It's when the weather was a little chilly and cold. I think I did. I don't remember being sick of anything until now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but well, it's my age. It's natural that my health has to come, down.
Mm-hmm.
I said this is natural that when you get at this age, you have to have pains all over, because most of the people
You have to have what, Grandma? What was that?
pain.
Oh, pain. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but not serious sickness,
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Now you look good, Grandma. You're chilling. You're chilling. You're doing good.
The only sickness that I had to be at the hospital was they took out my gallbladder.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was the only surgery that I had in my life. Thank God.
And you never drank or smoked either, huh?
Oh no.
No. Never drank, never
No.
smoked weed, or like never drank alcohol or anything. Never smoked a cigarette.
Never.
No? Never.
Never. I didn't have time to go and do those things, because I didn't have time.
Yeah, I mean, you're a busy woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot of responsibilities. Yeah.
I had a lot of stuff to do and to take care.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I used to start driving an international pickup.
International pickup
Yeah,
for driving?
yeah.
What, like at the airport?
Well, yeah, not to the airport. In Texas, I never went to the airport. Where I went to the airport, I start driving to the airport was when I came here to California, because I had to go all the way to San Francisco
Oh, yeah.
to pick up my husband when he used to come from Korea or
Or Germany or any of
Yeah.
those countries, international flights. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know how I had to go over the San Francisco bridge, which is very, at that time, no, it was not so much traffic like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I used to go from Newark to San Francisco or Oakland Airport.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, Grandma.
I went to all those places. Yeah,
That's cool.
I had to, because I was the only driver in my
In the family.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
eh,
let's switch gears a little bit, Grandma. So later in your life,
Oh.
you had graduated high school.
oh yes.
Yeah, tell me about that. You went
Uh,
back to school late.
when I was, I think I was 69. I'm not-
69. I didn't know you were that. Wow. 69 years young. That's what it is. That's a good thing.
No, I was older than that. 59. I think I was
69.
65.
65 when you went back to high school. Dang.
I forgot what year I graduated from adult school.
Oh, it's okay. But
Yeah.
you're 65. How long did it? Do you remember how many years it took you to do it?
I think it took probably maybe by 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
So you graduated when you were 69.
Yeah.
Wow, Grandma. That's amazing. That is
Yeah.
such an accomplishment. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Why did you want to do that?
I don't know. I think it was because my children start going to school, all of them, and I see. Well, I didn't know too much math, reading, yes, but other classes, I was not too very good, but doing English, it took me a little while, you know.
Like the grammar and
Yeah,
sentences
yeah.
and writing it out, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyway, at that time there was a lot of people, adults, at the high school in Newark. And that's where I went. I got my. No, it was not in Newark. We already moved to this place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I graduated from here, from Fremont.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
I said,
great,
well,
Grandma.
I gotta study something because my children, I had to help him on his homework.
Oh, wow.
So that's what forced me to go to school.
Was it Orlando? Was it like one of the younger ones?
Orlando, yeah.
Orlando, yeah, that's great. Wow.
Yeah.
You really are the number one mom. You went back to high school to help Uncle Orlando. That's amazing.
Well, I didn't go to high school, only to grammar school. And
What was the last grade that you completed?
I think it was in 1960. 69, I think.
So
I'm not too sure.
Maybe like sixth grade? Was the last, like, that was your highest schooling at that time? Was
Yeah,
sixth grade?
and then I went to high school to graduate. And I had to pass a test, which it took me a little hard to,
Yeah.
to remember, you know. But I was still young. I could remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But, yes,
Yeah.
I went to adult school.
That's great, Grandma. That's amazing. I remember that. I
Yeah.
remember, like, I mean, I don't remember it vividly, but I remember the pictures. I remember it was like, Grandma graduated high school. It's like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
like, hell yeah. You know, as a little kid, too. Like, yeah, Grandma killing it. You're killing it right now. And then I remember you went on a trip. You went to, like, Egypt. You saw the pyramids.
Oh, well, this was my best years
Mhm.
of life. When I retired from, I forgot that I work at the convalescence home
Oh, yeah.
with taking care of the older people.
Yeah, I remember going around with you in your Oldsmobile. Remember when we used to drive around? We go see Bernice and like a couple other people, and we go like help the older people.
Uh-huh.
When you would take care of me during the day, you're like, Connor, you got to go with me and like help take care of these older people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I did when I retired when I retired from work,
Mm-hmm.
I went to take care of the older people, and and then after I retired because that's where I was working at the retirement place. So after that, I finished all that. I said to myself, I saved a little money. I said, where can I go spend my money that I work for? I say, well, this friend of mine from the church invited me to the Holy Land. At that time, it's Holy Land. Uh,
Was it Israel?
yeah,
Was it Israel or Egypt?
Egypt.
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 Okay.
It was Egypt, I guess, the Holy Land, where you go and they take you where the tours go to see all the things that happened in the past.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you rode a camel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got oh, yes. Those was the recollections in, I don't know what, well, I went to several places in Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
for several places where things really happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, things that we never seen before, and we will never see it. I don't know, but I went all over to Egypt and France.
You went to France.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to visit this statue of the Virgin Mary,
Nice.
Lourdes, Lourdes, in French.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I went there. We st- we st- we stayed there for a couple of days, and I went to different places. That they took us different places, and I think it was in Egypt where Mary, the mother of Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
was. They took us to the place where she was born.
Oh, wow.
It was a little room with a wood bed, and I don't know what was the blankets at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was something very different for us to go see. They were the way they were living. You didn't have no furniture like we have here.
Oh, yeah.
It was all handmade,
Mm-hmm.
because in some of the beds where we sleep in, I don't remember the names because they're different names.
Yeah, no worries, Grandma.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
The beds where we sleep in a motel, it was a motel.
Mm-hmm.
They were made out of lumber from the trees that they grew there,
Mm-hmm.
and the place there, whatever it was. And we were so comfortable. We didn't have no mattress. Only a little, I don't know what it was, but we were happy.
Yeah, you were having a good time.
Yeah.
Didn't even matter about what you had to stay on. It just was like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
We're having a great time. You were obviously enjoying yourself. Was there like a favorite moment on that trip that you just remembered forever? There was like you were like, yo, this is the moment.
Uh-huh.
This is my favorite moment on this trip. Do you remember any of that? Is there a moment for you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What was it?
Well, when I went to Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Just all of it.
Yeah.
Just all of going to Egypt. Wow, that's great, Grandma. Is there
And here, all I did was work you know.
Yeah.
Over there, I didn't have to go work, just explore the old times,
Mm-hmm.
just to see how people were living at those years. It passed so many years, I guess 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time. Long
Yeah,
time. It's been multiple thousands of years for sure. I mean, you got to see the Sphinx, you got to see the pyramids,
yeah,
statues, I'm sure, of like Horus and other Egyptian gods. That's really, really cool, Grandma. Honestly.
yeah. The funny thing is when I got on top of the what you call it,
The camel?
a camel,
Yeah.
and then I got on top of the camel, and the guy said, "You wanna go get a ride?" I said, "No, no, no," because the camel was laid down, on the sand,
Yeah.
and he wanted to give me a ride on the camel. They used to go give rides to the people
Yeah.
for those they wanted. I say no, no, because I might fall.
Did the camel stink?
See?
Yeah, see?
Oh yeah, the camel knew that I didn't want to go for a ride,
Yeah.
just to stay in the ground. It was fun. It was fun.
That's great, Grandma.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you got to do that trip. I remember you showing me your photos when I came back, and I was
Oh,
really obsessed with Egypt at that time because we were learning about it at school.
uh-huh.
And I was like, "Oh my God, you went to Egypt?" And then you have pictures in front of the pyramid and on the camel, and I was just, wow, that was as a little kid, I was like amazed that you did that. One thing I did shift gears again. I wanted to ask you. I mean, I think the boys or the uncles and your sons, they obviously all remember Grandpa real well, but I know a lot of the grandkids didn't never knew Grandpa really. Maybe Maya a little bit,
Uh-huh.
but I know I never met Grandpa. So one thing I wanted to ask you about is what was maybe one of your favorite moments or favorite things about Grandpa that we could share with the cousins and everybody, just anybody in the family, like they could have like a fond memory of Grandpa.
Really, in the old days, we were very, together, the family and the relatives, uh, everybody, and especially my husband. He used to love Maya
Mm-hmm.
because she was the first grandchild, and of course everybody we used to love Maya. And my husband, he was one of them that he really loved Maya. She was, I think, 1 or 2 years old, Maya.
Baby, just a
Uh-huh.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was one of your favorite things about him, is that how much he
Yes.
loved his grandchildren?
The children.
That's great.
Yeah,
Man.
this is, let's see. Yeah, this is before he went into the service. When, like I said, when all the family were, together, and we used to have fun
Mm-hmm.
doing things together. Yeah, one time, I don't remember what year we used to live with. We already used to live here in California. And one time, I used to make all the eggs. I used to crack the eggs, and then put confetti inside the egg, the shell,
Mm-hmm.
and color the shell, and save those eggs through the whole year. And when Easter Sunday, we used to go to the park in San Jose.
Mm-hmm.
We used to go hide the eggs, but all my family and Stansbury and the neighbors, we used to go to that park. Well, and we used to take a lot of food to eat at the park. We went to hide the eggs a little farther from the table where we left all our stuff, eggs and food that we used to take to eat over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody left the food. Nobody was guarding the food or the stuff that we took. By the time we came back, we didn't find nothing. I guess somebody took it, and we didn't have nothing, so we had to come home to eat. Oh, I don't remember. Yeah, we had to do something after.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, who took our food?
And all the kids were so mad. I said, well, who took our stuff and food and everything? But who knows?
Who knows? It'll forever be a mystery.
No, we were happy looking for the eggs that we hide in the grass out there. It was a little farther from the table where we have our stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fun anyway. It was fun, yeah. Well,
Would you have any advice for anybody who's listening about, like, you've been around for 93 years, Grandma. Is there anything that, like, with all those years, you've accumulated some knowledge that maybe you'd want to pass on to anybody, or just like let people know, like a message, or even to the family? Like, do you have any messages for the cousins or the grandchildren, or any of your sons or anything like that?
oh yeah, for my sons, especially Eli. Well, Eli and Jose, and the oldest one, are the ones that remember more, what happened in those years. But the rest of them, they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they know, yeah, because we went through all this,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And it was not easy,
Mm-hmm.
for me and for the family, because when they grew a little older, they had to go pick beans, screen beans,
Mm-hmm.
to buy their pencils, paper, and stuff that they had to use in school, and clothes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my relatives, they always help me to dress my children,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not what you call a rich life. It
wasn't a silver spoon.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a school of hard knocks,
Uh-huh.
if you will. Yeah.
sort of call.
Yeah. So is there maybe anything you'd want to say to the grandkids, or anything like that? Because we've already done 42 minutes, Grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we can keep going. I just, like, you've done phenomenal. Like, you did so well. The time is flying by.
I never remember being sad.
You've never been sad? You don't remember being sad?
Oh yeah, you mean because of something happened on my family?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. Sad only when my oldest brother died. Yeah, where he was the only one that used to help my father support the family.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one that I remember. Yeah.
You're a happy person, Grandma.
I think inside I was happy. Inside I was happy because my life, my thinking, and everything, it was in my my own sons. That was it. That was it. When they were in high school, Eli and Jose and the rest of them, I used to make cakes for sale in school
Mm-hmm.
for their sports, baseball or whatever. And that was my life. Cook in the kitchen. My son, they had to do their beds. And some they had to go clean their rooms. Everybody had to clean their rooms before they went to school. And they had to do their own, things that they could do because I couldn't clean the rooms for all of them and pick up clothes. They had to do. They had to do themselves.
That's good. I'm glad you taught them that.
That's why now everybody knows how to cook or go to do the laundry.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Everything that I used to do, I had to teach him how to do it. Yeah.
That's good, Grandma.
And that was my life. Yeah.
But you were happy.
I'm happy because I'm still here.
Good.
Uh-huh. And especially with all, I never before seen all of my grandchildrens at the same time, like today. Edward, where was he? He's the youngest one of all the.
Yeah. I think he is. Yeah, he's the youngest one.
He's the youngest one.
Damn, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah,
Edward.
he is. Yeah.
And well, Maya was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maya was the first one.
Yeah.
Cassie was second.
Casey was the second one. That's right.
I was 3.
Yeah.
And then I was the first boy.
Yes.
And then Timmy.
Timmy.
Danny.
Danny.
Morgan. Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Yeah.
And then Orlandito. Edwin.
Uh-huh.
Right? Is that?
Yeah.
That's how it went, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except sometimes I forget names of the grandchildren.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It seems to me that the names of my children are more
Ingrained in there?
yeah
Yeah.
than my own sons.
Oh, the grandkids' names are ingrained in there more than your own sons.
Yeah. Sometimes
Sometimes, yeah.
I call Artemio instead of calling Jose. I call Artemio.
Oh, yeah, that's super simple, yeah. My mom, you know my mom. Like, my mom would, sometimes when she gets mad at me, she says, Johan! I'm like, what? I'm right here. And she, Kano! It's like, hey, chill.
Yeah, well, I have a great time with you. You know.
I have a great time with you too, Grandma. Always. Look at that smile. I mean, people can't see it, but I'm seeing it, and that's Grandma. Every time we see each other, it's always a good time. I mean, I love coming to see you, and I'm really glad you wanted to do this. I had a feeling you were gonna talk a little bit longer, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Because I know you didn't really understand kind of what I was talking about, but now that you're doing this and you're seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad. I'm really happy you're doing this, Grandma, because you're a natural. You can talk. Just like we have the conversation going back and forth. You're killing it.
Well, we had never talked like things from the past like this, you know.
Yeah, not too much.
No, nobody have asked me, of the past. Just, I don't know. I don't remember saying all these things that happened when I used to go over the Golden Gate Bridge
Yeah.
to go pick up my husband because he was stationed in Fort Hood, no, Fort Fort Cronkite. Over
Oh,
the,
Fort Cronkite or something like that, or like a fort you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
across the Golden Gate Bridge. I used to go every weekend because I used to go pick up my husband there.
Damn. Was that old car that used to be in the garage?
Oh,
yeah. That yellow one?
No, that was Jose's car when they were.
My dad's car?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Jose's and the old little son. They used to used to use that car to go to school when they were going to Hayward High School, no college in Hayward.
Okay, like Deanza or something like that, right? Or Chabot? He
Yeah.
always talks about Chabot.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
They used to drive that old shabby little car, which they used to love that car. And that's what Artemio, he tried to fix it, but now after he got married, he couldn't do nothing like that. Artemio used to fix cars, old cars.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Wait, not like older Artemio, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But he never did because after he got married, he didn't have no time. Yeah, and he was even though when he was married, he continued to go to school in Hayward.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my life, it's a long one. I think I left out several things that I don't remember right now.
Oh, Grandma, it's totally fine. It's not a problem at all. Not a problem. Let's see. I think what oh man, I have like so many things I want to ask you, but what I want to know is there a moment in your life where you knew that this was it, like this is what you were meant to do, or anything like that? Or was there ever because it doesn't seem like you have regrets, Grandma. You say you're happy. You say you were always out and getting it and just taking care of the family and always being there for everybody. And you said that was it. You moved here. You got married to Grandpa pretty young. And
we were married when we were 19.
19. And how many years were you married for?
Right now?
Or in general? I mean, I guess, yeah, you're still married, technically, right? Do you
Well,
still
no.
wear your wedding ring?
No. I mean, I really don't remember because I don't count the days that he has been gone,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, since 19 to now, so I mean, 60 years, something like that.
When he died was 57.
He was 57.
57.
Oh, wow. Damn. Hold on. So that's...
I think so. It was 57.
So 57 minus... 38 years?
I guess
Is
so.
that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Damn,
Well,
man.
it was not so much for my age now, but like I said, I don't count the days that he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you never wanted to get remarried or anything, Grandma?
Really? I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, there was a lot of guys that want to marry me. I say, you cannot marry me. I have 7 sons. How you gonna support me? No.
Yeah, at least you're real, Grandma. You let them know. No, son, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm still here. No matter, I don't know how, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for it, Grandma.
Yeah.
Well, Mateo and Cassie are here now.
Oh, this is my great
The great grandchild.
son. Yeah. Uh,
What's up, brother? What's up, Cassie?
Mateo, say hi to
Mateo, come and say hi
Carol.
on the mic. Just go and put your mouth in front of it like this. Just go over to Grandma.
Okay, Mateo, let me.
Sit.
I don't want to hug you, but I love you very much, like all the time. I was thinking about you right now. I don't know why, but I said, I hope Mateo will come over so he can see.
It's okay, Grandma.
Okay.
Mateo, actually, come on this side. Come on this side real quick. And then just say it. Just speak into the mic right here. Just like say what up to everybody. Just right here.
Hi.
A little closer, closer, closer. Right here, like that.
Hi.
Say what up.
What up?
Yeah. Say, my name's Mateo. Say it. Say it.
My name's Mateo.
Yeah. All right. All right, Grandma. So since we'll end it right here. But this is gonna be a nice one. It's almost a full hour. So we did a really good job, Grandma.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Any last words that you want to say to the listeners and to the family that are going to be listening to this?
I love you all, my sons, grandsons, and great son.
And granddaughters.
Mateo. Mateo. He's my great son.
Yep.
Which is he's the only one. I love him. Yeah. And all of them. All of them.
All right, Grandma.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Grandma. I really appreciate you doing this, okay?
Well, thank you for interviewing me in my life, which was not very great. But I'm still here. And thank you for everything that you have done for me and for helping me clean the yard, too. Yeah.
Always, Grandma.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, God bless every one of my sons, grandsons, and great son. Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, Grandma. I love you.
I love you too, Kano. And you have done, I think, a good job
Thanks, Grandma.
in your life. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So God bless you.
All right,
And
Grandma.
probably maybe I may see you in heaven because my ears are getting short. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm still here.
Okay, Grandma.
Okay. Well,
Thank you so much. Okay.
Thank you too much too. Thank you for so many things. Okay?
Okay, Grandma.
And I hope that we always be happy and peaceful in our families. Yeah. Okay, Kano.
Okay. Thanks, Grandma. We'll talk
Bye.
later. Okay, bye. Yes, thank you so much, Grandma. That was an amazing conversation. And dude, she's the best when she was just like, thank you so much for talking to me. It's like, yeah, anytime, Grandma. Forever and ever, I will always sit down and chop it up with you. And guys, and like that, Caffeine and Green is back. I'm so excited to be back with y'all, and I hope you guys are staying safe out there. And for the next coming weeks, every Wednesday, we're going to be dropping a new episode. Coming up, we got the guys at Shield This Mag. We got Tyler Schaefer, the new sponsored fighter for Caffeine and Green Roasting. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to seeing you guys every Wednesday, or just getting in your ears, taking a listen, whatever you guys need. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Head over to caffeineandgreenroasting.com, and I will see y'all next week. Peace!